I've always had a strong dislike of the visual design of Mickey Mouse, aka the most famous fictional character in the world, apart from Jesus. He's a mouse, yes, we can see that. We all know that he is a mouse. But he's really weird looking. I mean, just look at him. His face is bald, with a hairline that's receded all the way from his nose, where a mouse's hairline usually starts, all the way past his eyes, leaving a widow's peak above his eyebrows. And his ears are full of so much dense fur that he can't possibly hear a thing. What's going on with him? And he walks around shirtless most of the time, like a chav on the first warm day of spring. Plus, he's got that weird thing where his design completely changes when it's realised in 3D, hence why the Mickey Mouse mascots that march around Euro Disney look so, I don't know, off. It's the same condition that affects Peppa Pig. I just don't like these costume things when they're supposed to be 2D converted to 3D. They look weird. I mean, Donald Duck's alright, other than the fact that he dresses like a stereotyped 80s gay sailor, only without his pants. When you think about that, he's not really suitable for children's television, is he? It almost seems pointless giving you a rundown on the history of Mickey and Donald. They only vaguely qualify for this list on the basis of their secondary career away from theatrical shorts when they featured on television in things like ABC's 1955 to 1994 Mickey Mouse Club and everyone's favourite sing-along classic DuckTales, a woo-woo. Incidentally, I am aware of the Spectrum Homebrew 2021 DuckTales game, but I'm not going to cover it here because I'm only covering commercially released TV games that are out during the Spectrum's lifespan, because I want to wrap this thing up before my pubic hair has turned the colour of Disney's first feature film, that being Snow White. A lot of the older 20th century movie shorts became regular programming for a while on ITV and BBC when I was very young, the sort of height where I'd be looking up at doorknobs rather than the age I am now, where I'm forlornly looking down and not being able to see my actual knob. The pair have featured in many movies, TV shows and video games over the past, few decades really, and we're looking at a pair of the very earliest computer games here. Gremlin Graphics took the reins for Baldy Face, with Mickey Mouse, the computer game, being developed in-house and getting released on the Amiga, the Atari ST, the Commodore 64, the Amstrad and of course the Spectrum in 1988. An unfortunate bit of artwork this perhaps, with Mickey wagging a joystick that's the same colour as his fur at roughly his groinal height. You dirty boy, Mickey Mouse, back to your room. The plotline is that the Ogre King, whoever that is, has taken over Disney Castle, and it's up to the high-pitched rodent to evict the ogre quicker than the council do when they find 7 to 8 children's skulls in your garden. I don't know how they got there, I swear it. Most of the game takes place in this round tower, with the gee-whiz vermin scaling floors and laying waste to ghosts with his water pistol. Presumably that's holy water in there. The ogres must be dealt with an axe, just like that cartoon where Mickey Mouse slaughtered all those children and left them in my garden in particular. That's my excuse, I'm sticking with it. They drop all sorts of power-ups and items, including keys with which Mickey can enter certain doors which lead to different game types. One is a very simplistic side-scroller that has Mickey twatting apparitions, while the floor below him is eroded by these corrosive bubbles. Our beshorted protag smashes his opponents with gusto here. Don't mess with this mouse, he's got claws. Another minigame finds us directly above Disney's cartoon figurehead as he traipses about in a maze attempting to avoid being crushed into rat jam by a perfectly round sphere. It's alright, this minigame, I suppose. The graphics, though predominantly yellow, are excellent really. These sprites, particularly our little avatar here, are decently designed and animated, and though the main part of the game has decidedly samey backgrounds, what with its castle walls and disc-shaped platforms, it's a perfectly serviceable, nay good-looking Spectrum game. Gameplay probably does have a short expiry, but for the initial playthrough, it's charming enough and it's quite fun. Oh Mickey, you're just about better than fine. Mickey, I'll pay your balding face no mind. Hey Mickey, it's alright, give it a go. Crash gave Mickey Mouse, the computer game, a smash along with a 90% score. They said Gremlins game proves there can be more behind a cartoon licence than just cutesy graphics. Your Sinclair gave it a similarly high rating and praised the graphics, saying that they're not quite Disney standard, but they're as good as you're going to see on a Spectrum screen. They felt that it was well worth forking out for. Sinclair user weren't quite as clap-happy for the Cheese Eater. They gave it a 78% and said it's a pretty strong game with very high-quality graphics, but thought it was let down a little by its simplicity. Mickey nearly had another couple of games too, courtesy of Disney Software UK. Sadly, Mickey's Crossword Maker and Mickey's Runaway Zoo never saw the light of day, and neither did Goofy's Railway Express or a proposed DuckTales game based on the movie. No, not the 2021 game, stop quacking on about that one. But one game that did come out was based on our good friend Donald. Donald's Alphabet Chase came out in 1991. It was an edutainment title that was also released on the Amstrad, the Amiga and the Commodore 64. Donald's Alphabet Chase was programmed by Westwood Associates, who, yes, are the same company that would go on to make all those Command & Conquer games as Westwood Studios. I feel somewhat cheated we were denied a Disneyland-themed Command & Conquer spin-off. I've got to say, graphically, this might well be one of the prettiest uses of monochrome I've ever seen on a ZX Spectrum screen. It is gorgeous. Look how crisp and detailed it is. From background to easily aggravated waterfowl, it's a right Bobby Dazzler. The well-animated Donald is trundling around his house and property, trying to catch the alphabet, which has decided to be all mischievous and raise hell at the duck's normally peaceful residence. It's usually just climbing out of drawers or hiding in cupboards, rather than a U snorting a line off of its cousin in the toilet plumbing area, or a D giving some D to a dirty H and an O. But these visuals come at a terrible, terrible cost. Much like the Giddy Giddy Game Show or the Ormond Cheap Games, these edutainment titles can sometimes be very basic indeed. This game is barely interactive. It is very clearly designed to help very, very small children identify letter shapes and their positions on a keyboard. And, well, not a lot else. One of the letters will flash at the top of the screen, and you must press the corresponding letter on your keyboard when that letter does something rascally in the play area. If you get it, Donald will grab the crafty character and fling it at the heavens. If you miss, he'll inevitably throw something else. Yes, of course, his characteristic Donald Paddy. Once all the letters are cleared, the next well-animated, visually beautiful clutch of iconography appears. And then you do it again, and then you do it again, and then you do it again, and then Donald claps at you forever for being really smart. Well done for typing the alphabet in order very slowly. And a slow clap for you for wasting your money on a decidedly lightweight piece of software. Donald's Alphabet Chase is absolutely beautiful, but it's as deep as a quark in the atomic structure of a puddle. It is the game equivalent of the hottest cheerleader in a high school movie. It is utterly vapid stuff. No reviews exist in the old magazines of Donald's Alphabet Chase, which means we've brought another Twilight era episode of this series to an end with a soaked sparkler of a finish. Hurrah! So let's get crude for episode 97. Let's get the enlarged bollocks, the bullies and the bottom belches of the main stars of the computer game version of Viz. Yes, it did have a TV show. I'm looking forward to this one, and I hope you are too. Like, subscribe, and K thanks, bye.